That's hypnosis, man, which again is a form of witchcraft, man. But again, that's what the Black Witch does. What she'll do is, as soon as you start going down this road, she'll employ another Kansas City shuffle, try and mock you, try and ridicule you, as if basically what you're talking about is ridiculous. And that's how they keep you in the dark. Try and make it seem as what you're talking about is ridiculous, when in actual fact, they're in the back of their mind, they're saying, uh-oh, I've got to take him off the path. I've got to basically steer him in a different direction. Hey, watch out for these black women, man. These black women are slick. But that's why I keep referring to them as the Black Witch. And I'm glad to see you guys are catching on now. You know what I mean? You're starting to, Black Witch. I'm starting to see the term being used now. Because people are recognizing this woman for who she really is. I mean, look at the way women behave. Look at the way they behave, man. I mean, like I said, I personally believe that most black women are possessed by evil spirits. The real person checked out a long time ago. Now you're just dealing with a couple of devils at the wheel. You know what I mean? That's who you're talking to. That's why when you try and reason with this woman, have you noticed with black women, no ground of reason. You can't reason with them. There's no place that you can come to reason with them. Yeah, because the real person's gone. You're just dealing with devils now. That's who controls them, just the devils. You try and show them, you know what, you should do this. This is not the right way. This is the right way over here. They disdain for you. Just the disdain and just overrides them basically listening to you and coming to a place of reason. I'm telling you, man, you're not dealing with humans anymore. You're dealing with beasts and monsters, man. These women are possessed, man. They're possessed. That's why so many of them have gone. They've gone off the tracks completely. And again,
somebody mute. Let me go ahead and lay out something. Yeah, everybody mute the background. Let me jump in now and give my take on this because, like I said, all of this got started in a combination of ways. One of them was like I said, I had been observing Brother Baba saying that these, referred to black women as the Black Witch. That was one. But another, I got this evil. I really got this really evil, angry heifer email from this sister a couple of weeks back, claiming to be a witch and that she was going to work her magic on me because she didn't appreciate my calling out black female fuckery. Right now, let me just roll this out because a number of brothers will actually say, okay, if indeed a certain percent, and I don't know the number, I don't know the percentage, I'm not aware of any empirical sources or studies or surveys that have been done or estimates of how many black women are witches. So I don't know. I'm just going to say that there is an undetermined percentage of black women who are witches. Okay, we don't know the number, but a lot of brothers will hear this and say, okay, so what do we do about it? How do you inoculate yourself from this fuckery, from this witchery, from this sorcery? Many years ago, many moons ago, I was studying various African faith-based traditions, the first and foremost being Europe. And so I was brought in, this is here in Philadelphia, I'm not going to say where. Here in Philadelphia, got started here, and then I went elsewhere. I went to other states, including New York and D.C. And I went to see a high priest of the Yoruba faith known as a Babalawo. Baba is a Western African term which means father or high priest or high or senior. So I went to see a Babalawo, high priest, and he did the cowrie shell reading, right? He did it with cowrie shells, right? So the sister who brought me to this guy, we were sitting there, he's doing my thing, he's doing the thing for me. And he instantly stopped and looked at her and then looked at me. And she said, "What, Baba?" And I was like, "Yeah, what Baba? What's the deal here?" And he said, "He's a child of Shango." Now, according to the Yoruba tradition, Shango ain't no fucking joke. As a matter of fact, his weapon is the double-bladed axe. For those of you who may not be familiar with Shango, just think of it this way. Think of a black Thor. That's Shango. Thor, in the Norse mythology, has got the magical, mystical hammer, Mjolnir, that can smash, mountains. Well, Shango's got the double-bladed axe, and that bitch ain't no joke. And, as a matter of fact, Shango is associated with all sorts of bladed tools. Like, you ever see that movie Blade? Blade is a child of Shango. Blade, the vampire slayer, the daywalker, who can't be affected by vampires, Child of Shango, because his signature weapon is the sword. But he also uses other type of bladed or edge weapons, spikes, glaives, all kinds of stuff like that. Child of Shango. Now, I've always had an affinity for bladed weapons of all kinds. As a matter of fact, when I was in high school, I used to take metal shop. Metal was associated with Shango. I used to take metal shop, and I had to get special permission to make an African spear. I had to get special permission from the principal of the school. My mom had to sign a special, release and all the rest of it. Basically swearing that I wasn't going to go and run somebody through it. My spear and all the rest of it, just for ceremonial purposes. I made my own African spear and hung it on my wall. I made my own knives and all that stuff in metal shop. A lot of times I did it, unbeknownst to the teacher. But any type of bladed weapons of any kind, that's Shango. And that's, my lady friend talk about how I stockpile weapons. Most of my preferred weapons are bladed. Machetes, small swords, knives of any kind, hatchets, all kinds of stuff. That's my thing right there. Spear tips that I can put on any type of stick. That's my thing. Is the bladed weapon. But in any event, and yes, Alan Hollander says iron and iron tools are also associated with Ogun. Yes, Ogun is like Hephaestus in the Greek mythology. He's like basically the maker of weapons and things out of metal and whatnot. But in any event, the Babalawo who did me the cowrie show thing, he said that his head is Shango, which is a Yoruba lingo, and basically what it comes down to is children of Shango are naturally impervious to black magic and stuff like that. You can't work spells on them and shit like that. It doesn't work. That's it. That was what he was saying. Children of Shango are automatically impervious to stuff like that. They have a natural resistance to that sort of thing. Then on top of that, in my studies, another thing, and everybody will know this from the Grandpa movies or whatever. If you have a strong faith in God, and this doesn't mean just the Christian God. This can mean the God of Islam. This can mean the God Buddha. This can be Hindu. If you got a strong faith in God, that too will inoculate you from black magic. If you have a strong faith. So with me, not only am I a child of Shango, but Allahu Akbar. So I say to that witch that sent me that angry letter, bring it on, bitch. Bring it on. You want to work something on me? Bring it. Bring that shit. I got something for you. Come on with it. Because you're messing with the right one. We are on a mission from God here. The truth will be, just like that show, just like that comic book preacher, we're going to speak the truth of God. We're speaking the truth here. The truth will be spoken. And ain't nothing stopping this. All right, that's what I have to say about that. Templar MGTOW is in the building. Come on with it, brother.
Yo, Templar, what's up?
Yo,
Templar,
peace,
what's
man.
up, baby?
Peace, man. Y'all caught me at a good time. I usually be on the run eating. You know what I mean? But I missed the other show the other day, man. They been taking my videos down, so it kind of slowed me up. They took down my video, gave me a strike the other day. I'm like, but I'm just gonna throw it up on Black Avenger. I don't give a fuck. But anyway,
yeah, that's right. That's what you do, man.
You know what I'm saying? It was like a long hour when I was just spazzing. But yeah, anyway, yeah. When we talking about here, and Obsidian's right, man. We doing the work of the righteous man, because at the end of the day, the righteous man always stood and governed his women and their activities. It's simping is actually devilish. You see what I'm saying? To bow to women is devil. It's against God's plan for things. And if you want proof of witchcraft, just like Bab said, man, just look at the sacrificing of children. Women putting their kids in the oven and cutting their heads off and all this crazy shit. Chick like 2 weeks ago drowned her daughter in the fucking river. Just just think about how evil you have to be to take a child and flush their head in the water and just hold it there as they shake and fight for their life. You understand? And you as a mother are numb to that, and you just walk away. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's right. These women are possessed by something out of this world that we haven't identified yet, and black men are still trying to deal with it with mortal means. You understand? And that's why brothers are losing, because they haven't identified with this energy that they're coming across when they're dealing with these women. When you're sleeping with them and that energy is transferring to you, and you feel that drainage from the succubus, as Black Ram said, you feel that energy being shifted from you to her, and you wonder why you're weak and you're depressed and your energy's down, and she's bouncing off the walls because she just vampired you. You understand? And we got to understand, these women are doing all of these things. Like, sacrificing children should be the #1 proof. These women have aborted numbers that have exceeded the American life lossage in all the wars of the century in a matter of decades. And you have to understand that alone should be your proof. You understand? Like, think about, you know, if you look up an SBW video, he has a video that's explaining the different methods of abortion, the different ways they do it during the trimesters. And you know, as the trimesters proceed on, the more brutal it has to be. You understand? You get up in the month count, and they have to be a little more brutal. You understand? They said one where they shoot salt into the woman's womb. And we don't need to. All right, you know. All right. Look that video up yourself. Just look it up yourself, SBW. But you know,
it's about witchcraft, and to ward off a witch, you use circle in your pentagram when you make it. Come on now.
Yeah. We know about all this stuff, man. But see, this is the thing. What the Templars talking about, man, which he's dead on the money. These women, regardless if they're grabbing that pentagram or whatever, they are operating like a destructive force, man. There are a lot of people doing this. We're seeing this stuff here. We're not calling it out, and I know that there's some sisters in here now. Like I said, there's some good sisters. We know this, but we gotta call this shit out.
Yeah, because they're gonna fall. They're gonna. You ever remember the movie? Remember the movie? This is how you gotta be. Remember the movie Bram Stoker's Dracula, right? Remember the part when Keanu Reeves was getting attacked by the 3 vampire chicks, right? And he was just like, oh, and he couldn't lay up in that bed with him. Yeah, and remember when Dracula came and he just said, and they just like backed up like, oh, and ran up the walls. That's how you have to. That's how you have to be.
I love that scene.
You have to be fearless. You have to send them back into the shadows. You have to say, bitch, back off. You understand? They can't do nothing to you. That's what black men don't seem to understand. They have to use. In immediate range, they can't do nothing to you. Words, sticks, and stones. They can say, "Oh, one chick is in the chat like, oh, God will curse y'all for da da da," and all we doing is speaking facts. That's it.
I wanted her to come onto the panel.
She's not going to do it because they're not warriors. They're witches. Remember, they're cowards in their hearts.
Right on.
We gotta have more women call this stuff out. These women gotta call this shit out too, man.
But I think
they can't be sitting on the sidelines, man. The real sisters out here can't be sitting on the sidelines, boss. They can't be sidelined up in here.
We know that.
And we know that. And Nagon is calling them out. He said, heart-filled females, ladies, women.
They never come. I saw the other show, but I came right at the end. There was a lot of women in there, and I know you guys said it was a lot of discourse in the conversation. But
no. And what I had to say is that no, they're not doing it. You know?
No.
And what you said, and what I agree with, and what we all agree with, is the cowardice. That is the nature of the female. That is the nature of the feminine. That is the nature of
fuck that. There's some shit.
Come on, dog.
Warrior ass females out here.
Yeah, they want to try.
No.
They want to try.
We know that's giving their ass out.
They want to try to be.
Hold on a second, man. That's giving their ass out. There's some warrior ass females out here. Fuck that. They exist,
bro.
All right.
Nope. I know what aspect you're speaking. Yeah, I understand what aspect.
Some of these women got something to the front.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying, and as many times I sat in on this show, I can remember less than a handful of time the women talking shit actually came into the chat and spoke with men of real intelligence. You understand? That just shows you how much they don't be around brothers like that. When they get around them, all they do is call you names and say the same 5 programmed fucking responses that really starting to creep me out. And I don't understand where they all getting these same 5 responses to everything. Your mama black, blah, blah, blah. Like he said, that's witchcraft. There's a sickness there. And I'm going to try to figure that out because that really baffles me. But they never want to step up and have the conversation with men who have the stats, the empirical data, the understanding, the life experience. They don't want to step against us, because even the one that was like, yeah, y'all have all the babies and da-da-da, all you gotta do is tell them the stats. And then they disappear. Like, poof, be gone. You see what I'm saying? I noticed the chat got real quiet once brothers started really kicking that shit. Once Babs went in, it got quiet. You understand? But it's like, when you speak that truth, that's it, man. Like, we know what it is, man. My main thing is how they kill babies and abortion numbers and how easily they kill 1,000+ babies a day. That's witchcraft in itself right there. That's my proof. That's all I need.
Facts.
And yeah, by the way, right, when you start laying out the truth, and then these black women start saying, "Oh no, what you're saying is wrong, man." When you start laying out the truth about this skullduggery, and when they start talking this, "Oh, I'll pray for you," yeah, you watch out for that one as well. That's another technique they like to use. Another technique of witchcraft.
That's what that is.
I didn't even catch that.
Know who you're praying to. So we already know.
Follow up on what Brother Baba is saying and what my man Templar is saying. Let me follow up with this. Now, Bram Stoker's Dracula was mentioned. The character, Keanu Reeves, who he plays in the Francis Ford Coppola adaptation of the Bram Stoker novel. I highly recommend you watch that film. You could probably see it right here on YouTube for free.
Yeah, that's my shit.
That you watch that film, because it's a direct adaptation of the original story. Now,
it's creepy.
Listen close. Templar mentioned Dracula's bitches. When they had tried to approach Keanu Reeves and Dracula hurried them back off, they climbed back up the wall backward. Remember that in the movie? Those were the bitches.
Yeah, that was creepy, yo.
Yeah, right? Remember that? Okay, now, during the final climactic battle, it was Keanu Reeves, now he plays an Englishman, Mina Harker's husband, right? But he's also joined by an American, Quincy. He comes from the Old West. And what was he armed with when he fought Dracula? A big-ass Bowie knife. Keanu Reeves' character had what? A kukri. And he sliced Dracula in the throat. That's what really fucked him up, not the stake in the heart.
Right.
Now, what did I just get finished saying earlier? I just mentioned who? Blade, the Daywalker. What's his signature weapon? The sword. And what does he dispatch those undead demons from hell with? The sword. What did the Bible out say about me as soon as he threw the shells the first time, and then he stopped and looked at me and looked at the girl who brought me to her? He said his Shango was on his head. He's a child of Shango. What did I make in high school decades before I even met these people, even knew who they were? I made a spear on my own. So that's what I did. Now, what is the symbol of Islam? What is the symbol? Everybody knows about the
sword and sickle.
The star and the crescent.
Star and the crescent.
Look at this. The Saudi flag. What is on that flag? You got Arabic script, and what else? The sword. That's what you have on.
I'm gonna say this, man. When I look in most cultures, and when we start to look at people, because a lot of people want to come to a channel and say, well, what are solutions? And people ask for solutions, and we don't really talk about so much solutions here. But I'm going to tell you, if you want to start to get into this, if these other women of good mind and heart, if they don't step up and work, not only with us, but really put these women in check, you're not going anywhere. Women are going to have to be involved in this, man. I mean, I just really hate this to break it down, but back in the old days, my mom and them were running around and they were being held in check. It was other women holding them in check, man. They were holding them in check heavy. It was like that. Women were holding each other in check. They were doing that. These women, man, they've got to be able to hold themselves in check. And if we can't get women to work and help to hold that in check, other women won't check other women. Brothers got to step off, man. Brothers got to just step the fuck off. I'm just saying, you got to step off. Because I don't believe there's any way to really deal with this issue outside of of just black men saying this is what we have. At the end of the day, man, sisters are going to have to be involved in this. If they're not involved in dealing with this issue. A lot of stuff that we have going on, women killing babies and just doing all this crazy shit. Brothers, we have our role to play, but these women have to really step up to the plate. And so many have fallen so far. Really, you got to call these women to arms on this, man. You got to call these women to arms on this shit.
Now let me speak to that. That's
the deal, man.
You on the point, and let me speak to that. I'll pick up where I left off. Let me speak to that. Now, in the Christian religion, in the Bible, there is a letter written by the Apostle Paul to Timothy, his disciple, on how to run on church operations. 2 Timothy. There's a verse in 2 Timothy where he says to Timothy that a workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. What did he say? Rightly what? Dividing the word of truth. A big part of being a Christian is the Great Commission. To go out and testify. That's part of what being a Christian is all about. Rightly dividing the word of truth. What do you divide stuff with? The blade, the knife, the cleaver, the machete, the sword, the axe, the hatchet. That's what you divide things with. The blade. So that is a rhetorical piece there. Not a literal blade, but a rhetorical blade. In Islam, there is a principle called takbir. Proclaim. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Brothers got to start proclaiming, man. It's true that sisters need to step up, but it's even more important that brothers start stepping up. You don't have to be a Muslim to do that. You don't even have to be a Christian to do that. You just got to start speaking it.
Right, exactly.
Just speaking it into existence. Put these bitches in check. Just speaking it.
I agree. That's a part of it as well.
I remember one time, many years ago, talking about Shango. I remember one time, there was this one brother, we was on the job, right? And we were trash talking. And I broke him down so bad, he wanted to fight. So the big boss came out, broke it up, brought us into his office. He said, Mr. So-and-so, Obsidian, his words feel like a spear going through you. His words feel like a spear. Remember what I said, what I did in high school. That's the other thing about Shango. Shango is known for being a good preacher. I come from a long line of preachers. That's something else a lot of people don't know. I come from a long line of Baptist preachers, deacons, and all that sort of thing. Just being powerful on the mic. Why do you think I was number one on Sister Dolomite's hit list last year? Number one, ahead of Tommy Sotomayor. You would think he would be number one on it. I was number one. Why? Because this weapon I got right here, this big ass Elvis mic, ain't no fucking joke. And they know it. They know it.
Tongue is mightier than the sword.
There's different levels to this thing here. There is the literal level, and there is the metaphysical level. See, I think I don't know nothing. See, I know a lot about the physical world because I talk about science a lot. I also know a lot about the metaphysical world too. Just like Blade. And no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So I tell these bitches, come on, bring it on. Bring it. We on a mission from God here. Bring it. And see what happens. All right, that's it.
Yeah, man. Yep, the truth shall set you free, mate. I mean, that's what these black women are afraid of. Again, that's exactly what Obsidian said. You don't have to be in any form of religion, or you know what I mean, just to wound them, just to injure them. You see them get wounded when you just tell the truth. You know what I mean, you see them get wounded already. You see how they start squirming. I mean, when you look in the Bible and you look at Christ when he went into the temple, and then you got these people possessed by evil spirits, and they all of a sudden these people are getting agitated, and evil spirits start crying out. You know what I mean? So, what you doing here, man? Why are you here? You come to destroy us and all this business. That's exactly like a white witch. You start talking the truth. Look at her just squirm and start getting uncomfortable. Oh, man. Oh, your mother's black. You're homosexual. You know what I mean? Your mother should have swallowed you. You know what I mean? Your mother should have aborted you. Starts all this nasty stuff, which comes straight from the pit of hell. So that's all it's about. It's just about speaking truth. I mean, these black witches can't handle the truth. And again, It's all about deception. So what do? As soon as you start going down that path of truth, you start calling what they're doing out for what it really is. What do? Start trying to mock you. Start trying to ridicule you, because they know, again, in the back of their mind, you know what, this guy's on the right path, you know. I've got to steer him off in a different direction. And that's what they're trying to do here. When you start talking about witchcraft and what they're doing, you start looking at what they're doing in terms of witchcraft. This guy's onto something. Got to steer him in a different direction. And again, that's why they start coming out with the mockery, start coming out with the ridiculing techniques, start coming out with the shaming tactics, which again is all witchcraft. That's all it is witchcraft. I know we refer to these things in secular terms, but that's all it is, witchcraft. It's low level, but it's witchcraft nonetheless. So that's what they come out and do. And brothers need to recognize that. So when they use the shaming tactics, right, you're trying your little witchcraft techniques on me. I know what you're doing, heifer. Again, so how do you combat it? You just keep pushing forward with the truth. Simple. You know what I mean? It's not. You just keep pushing forward, man. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, these black women can't handle the truth. They hate the truth. Again, as far as I'm concerned, they're possessed by evil spirits. That's why they hate the truth so much, because you're not dealing with the real person. You're dealing with a devil. See, the truth is not a problem for me and other brothers here. We don't have a problem with the truth. You tell us the truth, okay, we just accept it. You know what I mean? We don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Because we're righteous men. But you're dealing with these black women now. They're not righteous. 5 times sacrificing 5 times more unborn children than white women. You know what I mean? Wearing this weave on the head which looks like witch's hair. You know what I mean? Literally. You know what I mean? They're going about basically fighting in the streets. I mean, everything they do on every level is devilish. That's all it is. How are you going to basically just, all right, we'll get together in the street. Let's just start fighting. That's devilish, man. You know what I mean? All right, we're going to just kill these children. We're going to kill, we're going to kill 1,876 children on average per day in abortion clinics. That's devilish. You know what I mean? Oh, these black men are telling us the truth. Oh, we're going to call them out. We're going to mock them. We're going to ridicule them. We're just basically, we're going to try and besmirch their image and reputation. That's devilish again. You know what I mean? Everything they do on any single level is just pure deviltry, man. That's all it is. These black women are Satan's whores, man. That's what they are. You got to recognize them for what they are, and you basically just got to take countermeasures. And again, it's just all about the truth. Once you start licking them with the truth, that's it. It's all over for them. Again, that's why they have to bewitch you. And again, that's why they use the shaming techniques. They use the ridicule techniques. I mean, they use the mocking techniques, and they all using these techniques because, again, when you think about it, just think about all the times in the Bible that Christ came across people possessed by evil spirits and how these people reacted when they saw Christ. I mean, look at the guy basically when he went in the boat and he went across and he came across some dude who was he was just basically naked, and he was just, you know what I mean, they tried to chain him up. They couldn't chain the dude up. You know what I mean? He was just so powerful. You know what I mean? And then basically when he saw Christ, when he saw Christ, you know what I mean? The real man came out. It's the real man that came running to Christ, you know, asking for help. And then obviously Christ healed him and the devils went out of him. And then you've got the other case of the father who brought his son there. You know what I mean? He said, look, my son is a lunatic, and he's so vexed. You know what I mean? Every time, you know what I mean, these devils just tear him apart and throw him in the water and throw him in the fire and all that. And then when Christ came up to his son, what did these devils do? Done the same thing again. And that's the same thing you're experiencing with the black woman. It's the same thing. When you start telling the truth about this black witch, when you start telling them the truth, they do the same thing. Your mother's black, and even sometimes they won't even want to get violent on you. You know what I mean? So again, you've got to recognize it for what it is, man. These black heifers are being exposed tonight, man. They're being exposed.
Indeed they are. And on that note, what we're going to do is we're going to take another break real quick. This is the top of the hour. And then we're going to continue our discussion. Are black women witches here on Obsidian Radio, the live stream show? And if they are, what you, black man, can do about it. You're listening to Obsidian Radio, the live stream show.
Obsidian?
Obsidian Ali. Yeah, go ahead. Going real quick.
Yeah, you know what I suggest? I suggest we drop the link when we come back. I want to get some of these people in here. I want to drop this link.
Look at that. We're going to open up the floor for the rest of the show. So anybody out there, and that includes you witches listening right now, we know who you are. We know where you are. We know you come out.
gonna drop
So you might as well come over here and be cleansed by the righteous words of truth. We want to put the link in the chat room right now. We want to go into a break. Come right back. We're going to continue our discussion with our special guest, Babatunde Umanah, also joined by Templar Midtown C, Boogie Straight Ahead, Ezra, and of course my big bro, Gone 11. So we're going to continue as soon as we come back from this break. Stay tuned. You're listening to Obsidian Radio, the live stream show.
You're listening to the best of the Obsidian Radio, the live stream show, heard here only on YouTube. Check your local Oman Radio affiliate for show times and scheduled guests. If you like what it is that you hear on Obsidian Radio, by all means, please consider becoming a Patreon subscriber or PayPal donor. All the details are going to be over on my Patreon page, www.patreon.com/Mumia Obsidian Ali. Do it now. You'll be glad that you did. Peace.